Hello, this is Brooke-Sidney, the Bella of Bella and the Babe, and today I figured why not have a little fun in the kitchen, especially for us that are newbies and cooking with children, as you can probably hear mine. I thought it'd be fun if I shared my first try of making tofu and mushroom stroganoff, and this is a recipe courtesy of Isa, I think I'm pronouncing this right, Isa Chandra Moskowitz. I mean, she is amazing, post-punk kitchen. She's basically a vegan cookbook superstar. So she had this recipe available on The Guardian, and a lot of people that I know are making it. So I'm really excited to start today. I think the first thing that I have to do is actually let cashews soak for 2 hours. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get the cashews started and then I will come right back. Okay, so just so you know, I basically got some raw whole cashews from Trader Joe's. I'm all about making this as simple as possible. Then I am to put the cashews, 3/4 of a cup, see, this is nothing fancy, 3/4 of a cup, and into water. So my son is in the screeching, screaming stage, learning his voice, I've been told. And I'm just basically placing the cashews in a bowl, and I'm gonna add water, and I'm now gonna let them soak for at least 2 hours. And I'm gonna be pushing this 2-hour window because, you know, we gotta eat, and I didn't start this at 2 o'clock like I wanted to, but we were out. So anyway, that's what we're gonna do, and then we'll be back. Okay, so the next part of the recipe, and honestly, I'm a tofu cooking virgin. I have never made this before, so this is all brand new. As you can hear, my son wants to participate. So basically what we're gonna do is we are going to take the tofu, which I got from Trader Joe's. It is high protein, organic tofu, super firm. And we're going to take the tofu and we're going to cut it in half like an oyster, it says. And then we're going to cut it into strips that are about maybe 1/4 of an inch thick and about 3 inches by roughly 1 inch wide. That's going to be our next step. I figure let's get that part started while we're waiting for the cashews, and then we're also going to start the noodles. So we'll be back in a minute. So now I'm just cutting them into slices that are about 1/4 of an inch thick. I don't know if you can see this from here, but they're not very thick, but it's a good size to be able to saute them later. So I'm going to finish this, and then we're going to get some boiling water. So the next step, while the water is boiling, we're waiting for the cashews that are soaking in water, I am going to slice up cremini mushrooms very, very thinly. It's 8 ounces. And again, I got these from Trader Joe's, so nothing special, but these are golden Italian cremini mushrooms. And the funny thing is the recipe is British. It's from The Guardian, and so all of the measurements are in like grams and centimeters, so I was having to convert everything to figure out how much I needed of everything. But these luckily had the basic amount of grams, which made it easier for me. So now we're just going to thinly slice up all of these mushrooms. So I'm just thinly slicing them. This is actually pretty fun. It can even kind of be considered a little meditative because you have to pay attention to them. You know, you can't just do it without thinking. So I'm going to use this moment while my son is not screaming to kind of have a mushroom chopping meditation. Yeah. So I've got 8 ounces worth to chop, so Should be a pretty decent meditation. So the next thing that we're going to do while we're... Listen to my son scream. No, seriously, we are going to quarter a medium-sized yellow onion, and since mine isn't exactly medium-sized, I'm going to use about 1/2 to 3/4 of it. So we're just going to, I think, slice it very thinly. So now we have chopped and quartered. Yeah, this is real life cooking with a toddler, with a 17-month-old. So anyway, we have quartered and sliced onions, and we have sliced our tofu. We have cut up and thinly sliced the mushrooms, and cashews are still soaking in water. I think it's like 2 hours. We're going to be watching the clock for that. Oh, Jackson. And then I didn't have fusilli, whatever fun pasta that is. So we're going to use fettuccine instead. I boiled a pot of water, and we're going to put half of the box, about 8 ounces of it, into the boiling water, which was like 4 quarts, with a little bit of salt. So we're going to do that next. Right? Yeah. So my son really liked the box of fettuccine. I had to distract him with a snack to get it back, because he has super long arms and managed to pull it down off of the counter. That's how tall he is and how long his arms are at like 17 months. So anyway, you're just gonna dump some of this in, right? Okay. We're making a mess. Gonna dump that in. Cut half the box. It's always like a balancing act of cooking with a toddler. And again, half a box is an estimate. Totally an estimate. Can I have this one? Thank you. And it looks like there's about a half a box left. So we're going to leave that for next time. And I think this cooks, I think fettuccine al dente, it's about 12 to 14 minutes. Ah, pretty close. The box says in 12 to 13 minutes. So we will be working on that, and I'm really excited. In about, not too soon, maybe like 25, 30 minutes, but you know, it's going to be faster on video time. But we'll be able to start the whole blending of cashews, and I hope that my blender can handle it, because I don't have the super duper Vitamix yet. But anyway. We'll be back while we wait for the fettuccine to boil. Say bye! Okay, so now it's getting serious. I had to put up the hair. I'm totally hot now because we have the pasta's boiling, and now we are going to start working with the tofu, which, I'm being honest with you guys, I've never done this before, so this should be fun. So I've already put about a tablespoon worth of olive oil in a big saucepan. Like, it's huge. And so now I'm going to very carefully place the tofu slices, because we're going to saute them in the frying pan. I don't really know how you could possibly get all of these in here, but this is about the biggest saucepan, whatever, that I had. So I'm all about making this work with what I got. Excuses are tools of incompetence used to build monuments of nothingness, and those that indulge in its uses are seldom capable of anything else. Excuses. You can chalk up that silly poem to being an Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority member, aka, and we had to learn that as part of our pledge process. But anyway, so I have that stuck in my head about excuses. So anyway, that's all I'm going to do is place them in the frying pan, and then I'm going to add a little pinch of salt. I wish I was working faster to get them in here, because they're not supposed to stay in here, I don't think, very, very long. They're like lightly sauteed and browned. And then we're just going to put them on the side with aluminum foil. So let me give you a glance. It's basically what I'm doing, and then I'm going to sprinkle them with some salt. That's it. Fingers crossed on this tofu. Okay, so now we have drained the fettuccine, and I would say next time I'm just going to go ahead and use the whole box. And this is kind of, I just flipped them. I just flipped the tofu. I don't know if you can see, they're slightly brown. So I'm going to get ready to actually take them out. I'm going to set them in a pan and put some aluminum foil over it while we wait for the next step, because then now we have to make the sauce, which I'm really actually excited that this is like multiple steps and that you can set stuff aside. So we're going to do that now. So now I am taking the onion that we quartered and thinly sliced and sauteing it in the pan until it's about, like it says, you know, until it's almost translucent. And then, so it's about 5 minutes. And then I'm going to add the minced garlic. And we need about 4 cloves. So I cheated. This is all about making it quick and easy. I got minced garlic already in a jar. And for every clove of garlic, you add a half a teaspoon. So we're going to have 2 teaspoons. We're going to combine that with the onion. Okay, so we've added the onions. They're translucent-ish. And I've added the minced garlic. And again, I used the cheating version. I did not mince a whole bunch of cloves. I didn't do that. So now I'm going to grab the mushrooms. Remember? All the beautiful mushrooms. And I'm going to add the mushrooms and thyme to this mixture. And because I'm giving the cashews the longest amount of time to soak in the water, I'm going to do that actually last, and I'm going to add that in after I'm going to do the cashew mixture last. This is a lot of mushrooms, but I think mushrooms probably cook down. Okay, I was like, I know I have thyme, can't pronounce it. And I'm going to add, so now I'm going to add the 1 teaspoon of thyme. This lovely mixture. So now we're going to cook this mixture, which looks kind of like this, for about 5 minutes until the mushrooms are browned. And then we're going to add tomato paste. Okay, so now our next step is we are going to take a half a cup of dry white white wine. We're gonna add that. And again, Trader Joe's to the rescue, Chardonnay, 2 buck chuck. And tomato paste, 2 tablespoons of that. We're gonna add that to our mixture. And honestly, it's gotta taste good now because we've added wine to it. And then, we're going to add about another ½ teaspoon of salt and then some pepper. I'm just going to eye that. The instructions say actually to turn up the heat. I'm imagining that is to help burn off the wine. So we're going to let the wine reduce and get rid of about half of it. And we're going to do this for about 5 minutes. And after that, we'll turn the heat back down to medium. So in the meantime, while that is reducing, cooking down, let's do the fun cashews. So taking the cashews out of the water, and I just put them in the strainer. Now we're going to dump those puppies into the blender. Now, admittedly, I don't have a high-powered blender, so this could be a fail, complete fail. Okay, so we have drained the cashews and put them in the blender, and now we're going to add the vegetable stock, which is 1½ cups. Here's the first cup going in. Here's the other half. Ooh, yikes. Toddler alert, toddler alert. Okay, and so basically now we're just going to blend it until smooth, and there will be a slight graininess. Said it could be anywhere from 1 to 5 minutes depending upon the power of your blender. So I am amazed that it actually blended, but I guess because the soaking does work. So part of the instructions are to take a spatula and kind of, thanks Jackson, and scrape along the sides of the blender to make sure everything gets down and blended. Good. It's supposed to be somewhat grainy, but we're going to do a little bit longer just to measure. this mixture in, the cashew mixture, into our sauce mixture and combine those two. I'm actually going to turn my heat back up to medium. So, I don't know if you could see that, but I poured the cashew mixture in there. So I just finished pouring the cashew mixture in with the onions and garlic, tomato paste and mushrooms and seasoning. So now what we're going to do is we are going to stir this and we're going to let it thicken for about 5 minutes, and it's on about medium heat. And then what you should do is, while it's doing that, you should taste it and see if it has enough salt and pepper or whatever else you think that it needs. So season it to your taste. Okay, so finally the last step is we're going to take our tofu that we have seasoned and browned lightly, that's been under the plastic. Not that, it's been under the plastic. So we're going to take that and we're going to place the pieces lightly into our mixture, our sauce. Because we don't want them to, it's kind of like folding them in, we don't want them to break. You know, we want to keep them kind of as slices so it feels, you know, more substantial. Kind of like flipping kind of thing, kind of like flipping and folding. It's like place a little, flip a little, place a little, flip a little. But we just want, you know, all of them to get covered in the sauce. Now I'm running out of room. I was doing really good for the majority of the time with having everything kind of stay neat, and I don't like a messy kitchen. I'm a big fan of reusing, like washing the same knife and reusing it, so I don't have 10 knives out and 10 bowls, and I even did that with the cutting board, washed it again. I don't, for some reason, doesn't it seem like men use every utensil and every plate and every bowl and every frying pan when they cook? Or maybe that's just my experience, but. This is what it's looking like. I don't know. Let's see. This is heavy too. Can you see it? Yikes. I don't want to tip it out. But So that's basically it. We just add the tofu, we coat it, and then, you know, not to break it, this is what we've been doing, and then we take it and we add it to our pasta. So, it's our last step. Can you guys believe that we're almost done? Oh, so exciting. So I still have my pasta in my pot. This is what I'm doing. I'm placing the dishes that are dirty into the sink, because I've run out of space. This is real kitchen, real cooking. This is not a gourmet kitchen or cook kitchen, so you just do the best you can. I'm gonna get a plate. I'm actually gonna use this. It's gonna be easier to get the pasta out. Excited for this, you know, like this was my first experience actually cooking tofu, so I say either way, I think it's a win-win. The reason why it's a win-win is because I tried something new, it's healthy, and I'm pretty sure it's going to taste good, and if not, you can always go make a salad. So we put that on our plate. Like so. Now for the exciting part. I'm gonna turn this down. Turn it all the way down. If you're wondering, what am I turning on my dials? They're all child-proof, even though my toddler has now figured out how to turn the dials. So, how to get the little caps off of them. So, voila. Can you see it? I'm impressed. And then what you can do is you can top it with parsley and make it really pretty and add like a nice salad to it. But I'm super excited about it. It looks amazing. And I already cheated. I cheated and I tasted the sauce along with the tofu. Mmm. It's so good. So, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. I'd love to hear any shortcuts that you find. I'd love to hear those. I'd love to hear how it turns out for you. If you have any other suggestions, great things to pair it with, I'd love it. I'd love to hear how your first experience goes. Or if you're a pro, drop me some more tips in the comment section. And I wanted to tell you that the recipe is taken from Isa Does It. Amazingly easy, wildly delicious vegan recipes for every day of the week. You know, I think maybe if you're a pro, this could be an easy recipe for every day of the week. But if you're a newbie like me, this is like the one or two, I call them more adventurous dishes that I try for the week. But, you know, we'll see how it goes. Next time I do it, it'll be a lot easier. But again, I definitely would love for you to support her and her cookbook. And I'd love to hear more about your vegan cooking adventures. Thanks for tuning in, and this has been Brooke-Sidney of Bella and the Babe. Love and light, y'all. Talk to you later.